And on the bench this afternoon is this quite nice Sansui 7000 receiver from the early 1970s. This is my own personal unit that has been in storage for a number of years. I do actually specialise in restoring and repairing these older Sansuis and Pioneers and other Japanese brands from that era. Yeah, my business, I am Cowan Audio Services, www.cowanaudioservices.co.nz. I do have a Facebook presence, and I also have an actual website, so you'll be able to find me easy enough to see some of the work I have done on customers' units in the past. But since this is my own one, yeah, it won't get the full maintenance, so I've already done some work on it. And I'll show you what I've done. It's pretty much mostly original. And I actually got this several years ago via Trade Me through an auction purchase. And when it arrived, got sent up from the South Island, and it actually arrived in a rather smashed up polystyrene box. And I thought to myself, oh God, here we go, this whole thing is going to be trash. But no, it actually managed to survive the journey quite well. So I was very lucky in that respect. And that would be about, probably 10, 11, 12 years ago. And back then I didn't actually pay much for it either. So, but yeah, that was what the prices were like back in those days in comparison to now. But yeah, so just a bit of an overview on it. Very nicely put together, these things. I've always liked these early Sansuis. They were just built to last. You know, you just cannot beat the quality and construction of these older early Japanese units. Rather large power transformer there. What's interesting too is it's actually capacitive coupled, even though it's fairly high output. I think these are about 60, 70 watts a channel from memory, but it's actually capacitive coupled. So it's not DC coupled, which I find interesting. So it doesn't have a speaker relay or anything like that. I'm guessing it's got a muting soft start circuit for power on, power off. So yeah, as you can see, I've replaced the capacitors and the two small signal transistors on the driver boards. Like I said, this is my own unit. I've used my own stock and some new old stock parts. I certainly wouldn't put these in customers' units, but because it's my own, it doesn't really matter. It's got the problematic noisy 2SC 711 transistors, which are known to give trouble and noise, so I've replaced those. Still yet to set up the quiescent current and midpoint adjustments. I'll do that later on. But yeah, no, these things are just absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely love working on this stuff. You know, separate tuning gangs for FM and AM, which is just, you know, an extra bit of quality. Mind you, I wouldn't want to try and restring this dial cord if it ever broke. I think there'd be a lot of swearing going on and cursing and cussing if this ever broke, but this one seems to be nice and free, which is good. This has got a fault with the FM. I'll get to that a bit later, and we'll fault find together. Well, I'll try and fault find using one hand and a camera and everything, and see if I can't completely muck it up or blow something up or bust my oscilloscope at the same time. But no, I have worked on a few of these older receivers, especially I have experienced a few tuner faults with. I've had some of these transistors go open circuit, and various other little issues as well. Yeah, it's at least everything's pretty much discrete, apart from that IC there. But I'm pretty certain, yeah, it's part of the FM discriminator, I think, from memory. So yeah, we'll just leave that. Well, I said the fault is not on there. The fault's actually in the multiplex board, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so just a bit of an overlook at the thing. It's actually in pretty tidy condition, as you can see. Not too knocked about. A few little scratches and bits and pieces on the top of the front panel, but you know, what do you expect for its age? And I actually went and found one of my early Sansui little fold-out brochures. So there's the 7000 there. So it came out at the same time as the 2000X, the 7, the 6, the 7, and the 8 Deluxe. But yeah, it's sort of, to me, I have worked on an 8 Deluxe, and it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like in between a 7 and an 8 or an 8 Deluxe. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Sort of similar build quality and sort of similar size, and it's got those, you know, it's got the same covers down the side from where the output transistors are located, like on the 8 or 8 Deluxe. Could be wrong. It's been quite a while since I've worked on one of those things, but and this brochure is dated about 1972, 73. So you've got the whole lineup. You've got all the QRX lineup, the QA 7000, and I think it even covers the well, there you've got the AU 6500 and TU 6500, etc., etc. So yeah, it's from there. So it's definitely from this era of Sansui, when they really made good quality stuff. I'm sure there's probably plenty of information on the net and on YouTube, probably covering these. I'm sure there's a plethora of info, and so I'm probably just repeating what other people have obviously said. But if not, well, it could be a good time to have a look at one in a bit more in depth. So I'll just put it up on the side. It's not exactly light. But you can sort of see the inner workings of the thing. As I said, I'd go through and, you know, recap the power supply, and definitely replace the old aging caps in here, and some of the transistors, noisy transistors in the preamp. But it appears to be fairly quiet. I can't hear any real noises or any strange pops or crackles coming from this one. I think that's the phono board there. It won't be getting used. There won't be any turntables being hooked up to this anyway, so I'll probably leave that board as it is. Yeah, I seem to find these Sony I've seen these transistors in some of the early Sony stuff, and they seem to be okay, but I'm finding it's these 2SA, was these Japanese, some of these transistors and the ones with the I think there's actually one in here, I think. Yeah, these are the ones I've had which seem to go quite noisy, and I did normally just change them, but because it's my own, I'm just going to leave it there, and if it decides to start playing later on, well, I'll change it. Actually, there are some actually in here too, actually, as well. So yeah, I think I'll just leave those anyway. But like I said, it's only for my own use. So if it ever craps out, I can, you know, at least won't be a customers that'll come back to bite me, because I kind of like to make sure everything's working 100% before it goes out the door. Anyhow, I'm rambling. So so on the back panel, like I said, I guess we've all seen one of these before. Let me just try and put this down. But yeah, the back panel's quite you got speakers A, speakers B, and speakers C, and quite a number of inputs, a couple of DIN jacks, and take 1, take 2, monitor and record, and you also got preamp out, power amp in, so you can break those links as well. And it's got a power limiting circuit there as well, and it seems to that's quite an interesting feature, that it seems to, if you put it in the 260 watt mode, basically it actually ups it gives the output stage B plus rail a bit more voltage, so pretty much means you probably get a few more watts out of the thing. But yeah, I'll just leave it at the 120 volt setting. I'm not going to go mucking around with it or anything like that. It's actually got a relay under here which switches the supply in. It's that relay there. It basically switches the high B plus, and then of course feeds the collectors, all the output transistors and everything like that. So it gives it a bit more power. So yeah, but I'll let me just put this back down again. Try not to drop it at the same time, or drop it on my fingers. It'd be really good. Don't really want to get bruised or squashed fingers today. It would be quite nice. But yeah, so it has got a fault with the FM. Basically, let me go across to here. Let me see. Must have gone off tune. I think we're off tune. There we go. Okay, so the fault with it is we have one channel, the left channel on FM is not working. Even in mono, it doesn't work either. So you go to the left, nothing. So pretty much wipes out the stereo decoder side of things. All that seems to be working. It's definitely seems to be further forward, further down the chain. Something either in the de-emphasis or low pass filter section or on the output. Definitely something's not happy there, and I'm suspecting a component has failed. Probably a transistor, because the decoder's also that area's also got these known 2SC711 transistors. So what we'll do is we'll drag out. I've got the circuit printed off here. So this is the area I'm going to look at. This part's obviously, this is all okay because the stereo polar light is on. I'm guessing all this is probably all right, but I'm picking it's one of these transistors here at a guess. Just as a guess, I'm picking either one of these or one of these has fallen over. What I might do, I might grab my scope, leverage, and try and do this one-handed if we can, and hook the scope up, and we'll have a look and see what's going on. I just had to my old scope probe decided to crap out just before, so I found this other one which seems to work fine, so we'll just use this in the meantime. So we will look at the base of TR403 and TR404. This is where I want to have a look first to see what we've got coming in to the base. Now TR404, let's have a look. TR404, might just turn it up a wee bit, so we'll go to TR404. I'll just turn that light out of the way. So we go to the base of TR404. Yeah, we've got a good signal there. So we'll go to the opposing channel, which is, so that one's there. We'll go to the opposing channel, which is TR403, which I think might be the left, I'm not entirely sure. And we've got a nice clean signal there. Right, so let's go to the collector of TR404 and see what we've got on that. Sorry about that, guys. TR404, and we've got a nice big signal on there. And let's go to the collector of TR403, which is over here. I'm trying to do this while looking through the camera. Go to TR403, and we have sweet 10.8 to bugger all. So that's definitely a clue that something is not right. It's I'm unsure of it. I don't know. It could also be TR405 too, but I don't know. My gut's just saying it's probably TR403 that's probably faulty. Yeah, I'd say TR403 is definitely. Well, I'm just guessing. Or TR405 is crook as well, or something's. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing anyway. Actually, I found good ways to actually sort of move them and twist them around. Sometimes it can actually. Oh, here we go. There we go. You just heard that. Me giving that transistor a bit of a twist. So, yep, I think that is the problem. There we go. There we are. It's that transistor. That transistor is different. It's not the cap. It's that transistor. I have had these good problems before. So, yep, I dare say that is definitely the problem. That transistor there, which is TR403, is faulty. So there we go. Pretty much fault is pretty much located. So what I'll do is I'll change. I'm actually going to end up changing. I'll end up changing all 4 of the transistors. So I'll do that, and I'll come back. Okay, I've fitted the new transistors. Well, actually ended up replacing all 4 of them. So TR403, 405, 404, and 406. Ended up changing all of them, and there's all the old ones there. And this is the faulty one. Just shove it on the meter. It thinks it's a diode. Well, now because this camera's going, it'll probably fool me and test fine, just to be a prick. Oh, there you are. Basically, it's pretty much obviously one of the junctions is open circuit or gone. So yeah, that one is definitely past its use by date, put it that way. So yeah, and and now if we go to the collectors, we'll have a nice so 403 had nothing on the collector before. We go to that now. Go to the collector now. Sorry about the light. Nice big waveform there. And we go to the other one, which is TR404. Do the same on that one again. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm not looking through the camera. I'm looking at the screen, looking at what I'm doing, looking through the camera. And again, so yep, we've now got a nice even signal on both channels, left and right. And how do we go here, volume? Yeah, so left and right. So that fault is pretty much fixed. Yeah, I think I'll I mean, I could go mad and go through and change all these other ones. In a customer's one, I probably would, just to save it coming back. But again, because it's my own unit, I'm not overly worried about it. And to be honest, the radio probably won't get it. To be honest, the tuner probably won't get used where it's situated. But you never know. You never know. But I'm going to go through and give it a wee bit of alignment. The discriminator slightly out. So I might go through and tweak the alignment of it a wee bit as well, and just to get that a bit better, and all that sort of thing. But better not tune into anything that's going to flag copyright. So yeah. Well, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this look at and repair of a Sansui 7000 receiver. Yeah, hope you enjoyed seeing something on Krusty's workbench rather than an old black and white TV. Something different for a change. I mean, this is basically this is what I do for a day job. This is my business that I'm trying to keep running at the moment. And yeah, so I thought I might get a bit more interest by putting a few videos on YouTube. So if you want to see potentially more, click like and subscribe if you want to. Totally up to you. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye for now.